Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. In today's video, I want to make something a little bit different and I guess something a little bit more specific. And what I mean about this is I want to talk about the Chaos Shadow bosses and specifically about the Ripekas one where we need to use poison as our damage. So we basically have these bosses, first of all, during the UTR event as Continental Chief challenges, but then they are the same bosses once you unlock the Otherworld Exploration, and then you're basically going to have 6 bosses that take 100% extra damage from different affinities. So like I said, today I want to focus on the Ripekas boss, which takes 100% more damage from poison. And you know what? I want to try and do this video and give as give you the best options of what you can use. I'm gonna go through all of the rarities, rare, epic, and legendary even, because by this time, like the wifey said, people should be getting some legendaries in. You might decide, do I build them or not? I want to try it out. If you guys like this type of content that I'm doing on this one, let me know, and I can do one like this for every single other one, and I could even focus maybe on supports. So today I just want to talk about the damage dealer. So first thing that we need to keep in mind is if we look at the boss, what does he do? Okay, basically what he does is he does some knock up, he does some stun, and what's his area? That's really important to know. Does he have a wide area? Does he have a small one? Does he have a full board? Because depending on this, you're gonna know if certain heroes are gonna be good or bad. So in this case, what he has, you don't really care about a passive. He has a small area that he hits, okay, with knock up and stun, and then he has a bigger area that he hits with his ultimate. And if we have a look with the way that I have my people positioned, this can give you an idea of how you can use it. I already have a video on this team. You can go check it out. It's on my channel. But if you place your people basically like this, the boss will only target the tanks. So you can have whoever you want over here in the back. So because of that reason, it's going to be different who's going to be a good DPS and who's not going to be a good DPS, because, well, basically melee DPS are going to be bad for this fight as they're going to be harder to keep alive and do damage as well. So let's jump into it. So let's go select the poison and let's start from the bottom. Honestly, from the commons ones, I have not really tested, but I don't really think there's anyone that kind of stands out that could do some interesting damage. Like nothing about this one, nothing about this one. Again, nothing about this one. So they're not as impressive, and I'm not even gonna mention. I think the only common hero that's good in the game is like Meredith, and that's about it. If you disagree, leave it in the comments below. Let me know who it is. So if we look over here through the rare ones, one of the good ones is going to be Letalis, because he can do a pretty good amount of damage on his ultimate. He can do some good damage on the battle skill and also reduce the ultimate energy. That can be really huge against these types of bosses, because if they go less, you're gonna have more time to do damage before they start ramping up their damage, because the more they get to their ultimates, the more they double and keep increasing their damage, and that hurts a lot. The passive is it can come a little bit clutch. It's the small version of attack penalty, but still it can be helpful if you have nothing else. And then the aura is for dungeons, so it doesn't really work. So Letalis would be the first one to mention. The other ones are melee. Then another one, which obviously is basically the legendary in the rare skin, Sigrid. She's gonna bring you awesome damage on the ultimate, but she also brings you attack penalty. So that's what makes her huge for this fight. Just straight up the damage that she does on this one, but also the attack penalty. And she also brings some decent damage on the battle skill with 420% attack. Plus, if you need a little bit of extra aura, she brings you the accuracy aura, okay? If you need some more accuracy for your fight to land your debuffs, Sigrid has got you, okay? Sigrid has got you. Then if you move over to the next one, I've not really played with him myself, but I heard some people swear by him, and it's because of the 3-hitter, I guess. So that's a Gigel, okay, Gigel. I guess he would be really good for this fight because he brings a triple hit, which does 900% attack in total. He could be a good candidate for the Riches Remains, for example. If you have that as a legendary artifact, or even for the crown, he basically would give you a higher chance of landing that defense penalty, and that's going to help. Also, on the 3rd hit, kind of the same way as Letalis, he reduces the ultimate energy by 20%. Again, gives you more time to come back to your skill, so this can be really helpful. On the battle skill, again, almost same damage as Sigrid, plus bringing the baby attack penalty. It's on a battle skill, so that's not too bad. But then this one, damage dealt to the hero by enemies under heal prohibition will be reduced by 30%. Well, this one's not gonna help, because you're not gonna have him be you're not going to have him be hit because he's going to be ranged. He's going to be at the back shooting his stuff. Next one is our good old boy Eli. He just straight up does a ton of damage with this ultimate. He does good damage with the battle skill plus landing poison, but I would not suggest building him with accuracy to land poison. Just build him with damage. And also give him, if you can, a little bit of enlightenment, because this one can ramp up a ton of damage. Like in the team that I showed you earlier and I showed in a previous video, Eli was actually my biggest damage dealer, okay? He can do some huge, some big numbers for a rare, some really big numbers. And he also brings us an attack in all battles. So definitely worth keeping an eye out on Eli. Then the next one that I used again in my team is Danch. And the reason why he's so good is because he's an amazing poison enabler. Like, he brings a ton of poisons in there, and if you bring him with a lot of if you build him with a lot of enlightenment and attack, he can bring some pretty decent numbers. But if you pair him with Eli, again, he's gonna enable Eli's damage even further because of all the poisons that he can bring on the ultimate, then on the battle skill, and then also on the passive. Again, he brings more poisons. Stack him with a lot of attack speed if you can as well, and you're gonna be surprised by what Danch can do as a rare. Lorari would have been a good shout as well, because again, he's arguably one of the best poisoners, like brings the most stacks of poison in the game, but he's melee, so he's gonna, he's not gonna be as good in this fight. Then if we move over to the epics category, we do have Theodore, okay? Theodore has a good damage on this one with a 50% chance of bringing attack penalty, 75 when scrolled, so not the best, but still, it's a pretty solid hit. It's in an area. And then also on the battle skill, he does 2 hits of, again, 420% attack in total, but he does bring a 100% chance of landing recharge speed penalty. This can make the boss come back to his ultimate slower, kind of like the same way as taking away his ultimate energy can help. And at the same time, he has this quirky passive. When the enemy is inflicted with control gas 10%, okay, I guess this one does not work, but this part, when an ally is inflicted with control, the ultimate energy of the enemy with the highest attack is reduced by 20%. So if you do get your melee units be stunned or knocked up by Ripekas, he's gonna push back the ultimate energy, okay? This can be really helpful to kind of keep Ripekas controlled. So that's Theodore. Then the next one that can be really helpful in here, there's not too many, honestly. Shank again, not really good because he's melee. He would bring lots of poisons, lots of good stuff, but being melee, he's gonna be out of there. Next one can be Corrin. I've seen lots of people play with Corrin in the previous season, the beta, as one of the poisoners, and lots of people swear by him and love him a lot, and I guess it's all because of this one. The ultimate refreshes the duration of poisons on one enemy and then triggers poison explosion one time and spreads their poison to nearby enemies. What this one means is if there's like 15 poisons on the boss, he activates them to do like a tick of damage straight up, and also deals obviously damage with this one as well. Then on the battle skill, he has 75% chance of landing poison, so again he can stack up some of those poisons himself. And then on the battle skill, when an enemy afflicted with poison dies, it spreads. This one's not gonna help as much, but yeah, I guess it's mostly about, I was like, yeah, but the aura. Nope, the aura is not helpful. So it's basically more about this poison explosion. So that's what helps, because obviously in the poison team, if you can try and stack up several people with poisons that are ranged, it's gonna help you a ton. And Corrin is a good alternative if you do not have the next one that I'm gonna talk about, and that's Holas. He's arguably, when it comes to like the epics or below, or at least from my point of view, he's one of the best, if not the best DPS for epics or below. And it's because when the hero deals damage to enemies under poison, he gains extra crit rate. So, if you're going to have 10, 15, 20 stacks of poison up at all time, you can build him with less crit rate, and he's going to get the crit rate from this one. On the battle skill, he hurls a bomb and then has a chance, it's 75% chance, but I think it procs on every single one of these. He has a 75% chance of landing 3 poisons, but then on the ultimate, he does a good hit, 600% attack, and then he triggers poison explosion, okay? So same thing, kind of like as Corrin, but I think he can do a lot more damage. He does damage in the area and then triggers all the poisons, and then he actually brings increased enlightenment in all battles by 48. The thing that does not mention anywhere, I think, unless I missed it and they added it, but the poison damage okay, is the poison derivative damage is influenced by enlightenment. It does not say anywhere. Again, like I said, maybe they changed it somewhere, they added it somewhere, but poison damage is affected by enlightenment and then by attack percent. So the more enlightenment you have, the more damage you're going to do with the poisons. Okay, so as an example, you don't even need to have lots of enlightenment on him. Build enlightenment on whoever's going to place 8 ton of poisons, then he comes and activates them, and you're gonna see some good numbers in there. Okay, so that's the epics. Ekis could have been a good one, but unfortunately, again, she's melee. She would have brought us the recharge speed, some cleansing, and, you know, some other good stuff from battle skill and this one, but it does not help. Unfortunately, she's melee, so it's not really worth it to bring her just as a tank. There's better options. Now, if we move over to the legendary as well, there's going to be some options, and you know what? I don't even have them. I have not played with them, so we're going to look through them together, but I do believe that Twitch looks like it's going to be one of the good ones, because whenever, let's see, whenever an enemy inflicted with poison by a skill other than this passive, the hero has a 35% chance of inflicting 1 stack, goes up to 50. This sounds crazy straight up. So from the beginning, if somebody lands a poison, apart from like his passive skill, he has a 50% chance to add a poison. So, oh my god, that's a good start. Then on the battle skill, shoots an arrow at the target that deals damage based on attack and enlightenment. For every 60 enlightenment, so this is where it comes up, the enlightenment that I was talking about, the hero shoots 1 additional arrow, up to 5 arrows can be shot upon 1 cast. So if you look at this one, just by the attack scaling, that would be 450% attack if you shoot all 5 of them. But then if you add the enlightenment, this can do some solid damage just for a battle skill, you know? It all depends on how much enlightenment you stack on him. I guess the maximum would be 300. So, you know, it shouldn't be that hard if we're talking about endgame to stack 300 enlightenment. Then on the ultimate, launches a total of 4 attacks in the area, each attack dealing again damage based off attack and enlightenment to enemies within range with a 75% chance of inflicting 2 poison stacks on them. So I think this chance again this poison has a chance to land on every single one of those 4 attacks, which can be huge. You can stack up a ton of attacks, and again, when these ones land, if they land, he has a chance to land the poison from this, because it just says that he has a chance to land the poison if there's a poison that lands that's not from the passive. It doesn't say from his skill, just from the passive. So he can land poison with his ultimate and add some more to the passive. Somebody else lands poisons, he adds more to the passive. So I feel like definitely he would be at the top like of the list when it comes to dealing poisons in there, so that's for sure. Then I think the only other ones are going to be Durango could have been good, but again, he's melee, so that's not be as useful. But the other ones are going to be Jathalea and Vikana. So let's talk about Vikana. Vikana seems to be kind of like the poison version of Flora when it comes to poisons, because whenever an enemy is inflicted with poison, the hero gains a stack of enlightenment permanently, which cannot be dispelled and is capped at 25. So she's going to get 25% more enlightenment. Again, what did I say? Poison stack up depending on enlightenment. So if you give her like, I don't know, 200 enlightenment, when that one hits maximum, you get another like what, 40, 50? Like, do I even math? Let me see. 25% out of 100 is 25, out to 250. So you gain 50 more enlightenment. But if you give 400, it's gonna toss some crazy numbers. On the battle skill, she hits, she shoots 3 times, each of them with a 100% chance to land a poison. If you ever scrolled up, that's gonna be awesome. Straight up 3 poisons on the battle skill. And then on the ultimate, deals an AoE area of damage to enemies within range and marking them for 10 seconds. Each time the marked enemy, this is where the Flora variation comes in. Each time the marked enemy is inflicted with poison, a toxic blast is triggered, dealing derivative poison damage to enemies within range, including that target. So if you land this one, then you have other people that come and place poisons, you're gonna be doing a ton of damage. So basically, you would not build her with crit or crit damage, just build her with enlightenment attack, give her the Vile Ink, and you're gonna see some insane numbers done by Vikana. And then there's Jathalea. I feel like she's a little bit of a more of a raw damage dealer, but she deals damage, the skill damage dealt to enemies with less than 35% HP will increase by 25%. Unfortunately, I don't think this works against the bosses, because I think they always calculate as having full HP, so this type, the battle skill doesn't work, but the passive doesn't work, but on the battle skill, she attacks one enemy 3 times, dealing a percentage of damage as poison damage, with also a 100% chance of inflicting 1 poison stack for 15 seconds seconds and then gains enlightenment up. Again, gaining enlightenment up, she's gonna do more damage from that poison, but I feel like you would build her more with straight up raw attack than actual poisons, honestly, because this is la creme de la creme for her. Deal 700% attack poison damage to enemies within range. For each stack of poison on a target, this skill deals 2 plus 2% target's max HP derivative damage. This one can do some crazy stuff. Give her crit rate, crit damage, and add some enlightenment if you can. Then with somebody else bringing poisons, this is going to be, you know, this is going to be a lot of damage. This can be a lot of damage. And the only downside would be that it removes all poisons from the target afterwards. However, this one can do some huge damage. Like, she's so dangerous as a boss because she also block revives. However, if you have her, I would definitely build her for that boss. But I'm not sure if I would actually give her accuracy to land debuffs, to be fair. But if you're in a guild, okay, or in an alliance, and you already have these bonuses, you'll need around 190 accuracy to land stuff. So basically, if you just give an accuracy rune and some other substats, you should easily do that. But yeah, I guess this is gonna be it for today, guys. This was my top ones. Lothair, again, another one that could be good, but melee, not ideal for these fights. So we're just stuck with the ranged ones. And yeah, I think this is gonna be it. If this was helpful for you, and if you want to see more stuff like this for every one of the other bosses, just do let me know. I can make a, you know, what are the best DPS heroes for each of the 6 bosses. And if you want to see something about what's the best hero, what's the best healer / support / tanks for them, also let me know in the comments below and I can make a video on that. But for now, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.